Hello everyone, I'm Hatis Koskuner and my project is on parenting. Background. Parenting is an essential part of a functioning society. It is the combination of caring, feeding, nurturing, socializing, and preparing one's child for the real world. A parent, whether male or female, is required to be some sort of physical, social, psychological, emotional, financial, and intellectual support for the child. The extent to which the parent interacts with the child varies based on cultures and societies, and these factors can determine what kind of person the child grows up to be. The child could be beneficial to society or harmful, and sociologists study how much of the blame should be put on parents. This is why parenting is a crucial topic for sociologists to study. Sociological analysis. Symbolic interactionism is a great lens to look through when studying parenting. This theory examines the relationships of individuals. It is centered around communication and interactions. In this case, the two subjects of interest would be the parents and the children. As a child grows up, he or she is exposed to certain things that were there beforehand. For example, the parents introduce their culture to the children. The child grows into it and becomes a part of the culture, sharing the same beliefs, values, customs, and practices. Stepping out of the small circle of family, parents also have to get children ready for the real world. By observing their parents, children learn social norms. They learn how to behave in certain environments and how not to behave in others. A parent plays a key role in developing the child's social habits. Some parents might teach their children different social mores based on their background and culture. This leads to different types of children being raised with many different ideals in the same society. A sociologist might use symbolic interactionism to study how aspects such as culture, norms, and mores are passed from parent to child, and how this affects society once the child becomes a functioning individual later on. Previous research. My first source was from vanderbilt.edu. This source showed me 3 types of parenting that sociologists have identified. The first type is authoritarian, also called strict parenting. Parents who are authoritarian are demanding and not responsive. They allow little discussion or dialogue between parent and child. They expect children to follow strict rules and rely on punishment or demand obedience. The children of these parents tend to have low self-esteem and show signs of extreme shyness or rebelliousness. The second type of parenting is permissive, which is the opposite of authoritarian. Although these parents are loving and nurturing, they lack essential characteristics such as discipline or control. They are not demanding and avoid confrontation. This can lead to the child to lack structure or discipline while growing up. The last parenting technique is authoritative. This technique is where parents have high expectations of their children, but also have high levels of understanding and support towards them. This type of parenting is supposedly the healthiest environment for a growing child, in that it helps foster a productive relationship between a parent and child. These 3 are visual examples of the 3 types of parenting. My second source was from prospect.org. This source analyzed the negative effects that single parenthood has on a child, compared to having 2 parents. These children are twice as likely to drop out of high school, are 2.5 times as likely to become teen mothers, are 1.4 times as likely to be idle out of school or work, has lower grade point averages, have lower college aspirations, and poor attendance records. They also have higher rates of divorce once they grow up. My last source was from psychologytoday.com. This source analyzes the significance of the father role on children. Children who have an involved father are more likely to be emotionally secure, be confident to explore surroundings as babies, and have better social connections as they grow older. Children who have one-to-one playful activity with their fathers as infants have better verbal skills, intellectual functioning, and academic achievement as adolescents. Through these one-to-one activities, children learn how to regulate their feelings and behavior. Current research method. The best method to analyze parenting would be field research. In this method, the sociologist, rather than the subject, would be the one being put into a foreign setting, in this case, another person's family environment. Having the participants be in their natural environment is crucial for studying parenting in order to have genuine, accurate results. The sociologist would interact with and or observe the parents and children, gathering information along the way. This information would then be used to conclude how the child and parents interact, and how the child reacts to whichever interaction. An advantage to this method is that it could identify correlations between parenting methods and child behavior. A disadvantage is that this method does not answer why these correlations exist. It doesn't identify cause and effects. In conclusion, there are many factors that affect parenting styles, and each style creates different outcomes for the children's behaviors, beliefs, and stability. Each family has a unique style of parenting, so there is a great amount of study room for sociologists. This is my works cited page. My 2 questions to the class. Number 1. Which parenting style do you think is the most effective in raising children? Authoritative, authoritarian, or permissive parenting? Number 2. Do you think one of a child's parent, either the mother or the father, has more influence over the child? If so, which parent? If not, why do you think they have equal amounts of influence on the child? Thank you for listening.